and it'll be an opportunity then to open it out for some discussion and debate and questions. I've posed the question there, from where can we get inspiration for innovation? Where do we find it? Do we just open a packet and stir in some water and suddenly we have innovation? It's an interesting one, and in fact each one of us is on our own journey in this regard. And again, Dr. Datta has mentioned the importance of challenges, and in life our setbacks and our failures, the things that don't quite work out, often provide inspiration for innovation. They cause us to reflect, to think again, to adapt, and to maybe do things differently. And that can be a very good thing. It actually starts us to approach things in a different way, in a different light, even in a different time frame sometimes. And the second or third or fourth time around, things work. And that you'll often find with great inventions through history, the original prototypes didn't work or were not very effective or efficient, but over time they worked on them, they developed them, they perfected them, they adapted them, and eventually they came up with a successful formula. And this will go for many of the things we do. All of us are consumers, we're all out and about, and we're consuming products and services, we're observing. We know what works well, we know what customer service is and what customer service isn't. We know what good packaging is and what isn't. We know what wasteful packaging is and isn't. We've all got judgments, and over time our judgment can be our greatest friend. It enables us to actually look at things and say, maybe I could do better on this or approach this in a different way and be creative in my thinking, and that leads to innovation. The world around us is a wonderful inspiration in many ways. We talk about the natural world, looking at Mother Nature. Things that are going on in the natural world can be a great way of stimulating our thought processes and seeing things go on. We have a story in British history of a character called Robert the Bruce observing a spider making a spider's web, and the web was being built whilst it was very windy, and the spider tried 3 or 4 times to make the web, and each time the wind tore the web, and eventually what happened, the web was secure and was finished. And from that moment, Robert the Bruce, this character, took inspiration, and his inspiration was, I need to keep at it, I need to keep trying, eventually I'm going to succeed. And he set about doing something in a different way, and in the end he did succeed. We've got to keep an eye on our competitors. If you're an airline, you need to look at what your fellow airlines are offering. Don't knock them, don't just say they're our competitors, they're not as good as us. Admire what they're doing. Look at their social media, look at their in-flight magazines, look at their paying conditions of their workforce, their staff retention rates. There are so many things we can learn from our competitors and rivals. Many of them are very valuable lessons that inform our judgment. What about our travels? If you travel to a different part of your city or your town or your country, what do you learn from the experiences you get? Or if you travel internationally, sadly very difficult at the moment, but we can travel internationally via our computers. We can actually discover the ways in which things are done in different parts of the world. Maybe these can help us make a different offering. What we read can have a massive impact on how we think, our state of mind, our ability to be creative. Read regularly and read widely. Don't just read one narrow area. Learn from other areas, learn from other domains, other subjects, other individuals. Of course, we have a wonderful tool in the internet. It can be a time just a while away, and waste time. It can be a wonderful way to discover new ideas, ways of doing things. A lot of my computer knowledge, I've learned through clips on YouTube. I wasn't taught the computer at school or university. I've had to learn it the hard way, and through trial and error, and also through some useful tips on YouTube. They give us inspiration, they give us motivation, they help our own creativity, they help us become more innovative in what we do and try. Very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, customer feedback. Even long-standing customers, don't be frightened to ask them, what are we doing right? What could we be doing better, more effectively? Is there anything that we could offer that would be greatly appreciated? And take it on board. And there will be criticisms, and that's a tough one for all of us to handle critiques, to handle criticism. That comes back to, again, what Dr. Datta said. It's about us. It's about the way we respond to situations. If someone gives criticism, how do we respond to it? How do we learn from it? How do we react to it? How do we process it and take it forward? Brainstorm with people, share ideas, bounce them around. You know, it's a great thing to do, and sit down with a piece of paper or a blackboard or a whiteboard and chalk up ideas and see what works or what could be adapted, or what new logo or brand or product you could come up with. And also, never underestimate our own leisure pursuits, the way we spend our time, whether we're going running, whether we're walking, meditating, daydreaming. These can be wonderful opportunities, one, to gain some balance in our life, and balance gives us perspective. We all need perspective, especially in the world of business. You're running your own business or you are working in someone else's business. We need to have perspective, but particularly on problems, because then we can approach them more rationally, and we can respond in a more effective way, less emotional. We don't have so much baggage when we're objective, and that's very important, to stand back and look at what we're offering, look at its pluses and its minuses, and see how we can improve on things. So hopefully all of those are logical. But what I hope you will do, you'll look at these and you'll say, in my business, whether I'm about to launch a business or I have one at the moment, what am I doing to be creative? What am I doing to be creative, to gain inspiration, to bring about innovation? And all of those there on that slide, if you're tapping into those, and if you're not tapping into those, you're missing opportunities. Some of them are easier than others. Some of them we avoid. A lot of people avoid, for instance, customer feedback, or they put in the bin the ones they don't like, and they savor the ones they do like. We've got to take the rough with the smooth, because it is the rough that actually will teach us the greatest lessons in life. We learn more through our failures and setbacks and disappointments than we often do with our successes in life. So I'm hoping those ideas are useful. I'm sure Dr. Datta will make sure he emails these slides across